Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 15/12/2022. Guys. Now, if we look at the issues, yeah. So guys, the first issue is about the wholesale price index, which has fell to 5.85% in November. It's very rare I have observed every month certain statistics about inflation is being given. So very high possibility that you need to look at inflation from all the aspects, not only one or two, from all the aspects. Like for example, how much food is present in inflation, how much fuel is present in inflation. That means percentage wise, the food may have 5%, 10%. Like this, you need to try to read inflation chapter to greater depth. Fine. So don't neglect inflation topic. Now, huge tragedy claims several lives in dry Bihar. See guys, Bihar is one state where they told that drinking is completely prohibited. Along with Gujarat, Bihar is another state where they told that drinking is completely prohibited. And unfortunately, in the same Bihar, now 20 people have been killed for illegal liquor. So there are certain liquors when people consume, their health upsets and they die. And if we look, 20 people have died, that too in a city or that too in a state where drinking is completely prohibited. Now we can imagine the state of affairs. Government makes policies, but there is no guarantee that it will be implemented. So this is where in ethics and many other things you need to write such case studies. In a dry state, if people are dying due to drinks, that too cheap liquor like this, is prohibition a right measure or not? Fine. So you must be trying to talk about this. High Court imposes rupees 5 lakh on state government for delaying ZPTP polls. See guys, actually, it is the responsibility of state government to conduct panchayat polls on time, and whenever they delay, the High Court has a responsibility to ensure that the state government will follow the orders. So they have told that you have to pay 5 lakh for delaying the polls. Next case, UG PG students can answer bilingually in the exam. So they can write in English and Kannada. Opposition walks out of house as government refuses to discuss China border issue. Now here I just want you people to know it is very important for a member of parliament to know what is happening at the border. So it is basic minimum responsibility of the government to explain what had happened, why it had happened, and what measures are we taking, because we do not know what is the talks going on between India and China and what is the outcome of the talks. Because for a government, support from opposition is very, very important to face a country like China. You can't say that we won't talk with China, or there is no need of such discussion in the house. Elected representatives and even voters to some extent have a right to talk about these issues, guys. Karnataka to soon launch GPS based Stop Tobacco mobile app to check smoking in public places. If anyone is found to violate, all that need to be done is click a picture of the public page, not necessarily the person who is violating, and upload it on the mobile app. The state's anti tobacco squad will reach the spot and slap a penalty on the violator. So, this is a new method where if someone is smoking, you can upload it and they will come and take action against them. Meanwhile, in public places, smoking has considerably reduced, but still, this measure of government is applaudable. When something is done in the right spirit, we should respect it. But if something is not correct, we should question the governments, guys. That is the nature of democracy and that is the beauty of nationality. The arithmetic for Tamil Nadu as a $1 trillion economy is the chief minister of Tamil Nadu wants to achieve $1 trillion economy by 2030. He has set a goal for himself. But the article says that it is very difficult to achieve this because whatever he is trying to say, it requires at least 18% growth in economy. But there will be exchange rate problem, depreciation problem, inflation. When you have all these issues, achieving this is not easier. So whatever strategy is being done, it is very difficult for us to achieve it, is what the article says. Warning sign: India cannot wish away the situation on the China border by staying silent. So, the same thing that we discussed is given here. Building climate resilience collectively. See, guys, recently India gave in COP27 long term low carbon development strategy. Long term low carbon development strategy. This is what India has planned to propose, right? We call LCDS, long term low carbon development strategies. Now, Indian government has planned to ensure that we are going to focus on a long term strategy which will aim at reducing emissions. Now, for this, the United Nations Habitat India, the urban planners are talking about the role of cities. Remember, cities are the one which emit lot of greenhouse gases and cause to significant pollution. For example, you take vehicular pollution will be more from the cities. Second, floods will be more in the cities. Third, if you take industries closer to the proximity of the cities are also responsible for emissions. Now, this case study takes, or this issue takes two case studies. One is with respect to Bhopal, another one is with respect to Jaipur, guys. About Bhopal, this argues that Bhopal, They are planning for urban transport model, but it's not very effective because they do not have footpaths. Public transport is not very effective. Until and unless those things happen, it is very difficult for us to achieve, the urban areas releasing less carbon dioxide. Similarly, Jaipur is very packed. This, the spacing is very, very less. But along with that, the problem with respect to Jaipur is flooding. And we feel Rajasthan flooding, but still, in Jaipur, the flooding is not because there is very heavy rainfall, but there is no proper, seeping down. See, guys, whenever we talk about groundwater or whenever we talk about surface water also, once there is rainfall, the water should go down and it should not be settling on the top to avoid floods. Unfortunately, India is not in a position to do that because in most of the urban areas, the footpaths and all are covered in such a way that drainage is completely removed. And once you remove the drainage completely, right? So, what is going to happen? The water will be on the surface itself, which increases flooding. That's what they're trying to tell us. Nothing much. So, don't worry. Census as a mirror of past and present. So, this a teacher has written the benefits of census. Unfortunately, in India, census is not being done. We delayed it due to COVID, but I don't know when government is interested to bring that. CBI lodged 15 cases for derogatory posts since 2019, says government. India shares Aadhaar rollout experience with G20 members. See this. Aadhaar is very important now. The main reason for this is in front of the world, we are trying to say what are the benefits of Aadhaar, how exactly it works, how is it easier for us to collect their information, right? And at the same time, how is it easy for us to monitor them? So today, the states need their own experiences in dealing with the issues. Unfortunately, in this particular case, we are looking that India is trying to showcase this to the world community. House panel calls for more medical facilities for troops at forward locations. See, guys, people were injured, but by the time they were taken for treatment, they had to come almost till Bihar region, which is very far, and it is not safe. So, it is asking for proper facilities. Nothing much. Maharashtra government to monitor interfaith intercaste couples. Don't know why state involves so much in the interfaith and intercaste marriages and all. Center tells Maharashtra, Karnataka to wait for Supreme Court judgment on border issue. Is this year there will be a question for sure on uh, Belagavi, or they may also ask you a question on state reorganization. Guys. Modi praises number of journalists arrested. Specific date. So Supreme Court is telling with respect to Article 370, if anyone has any issue, we will tell you can come and put your plea on that. you cannot think of cinema as a time pass. So, some old generations will have issues whenever the new things come. So, it's a time to move on. China targets elderly with booster jab drive as COVID-19 cases surge. Ahead of UNSC session, Pak raises claim against India. Pentagon may send Patriot missile batteries Japan to come up with major defense policy. Yes, after Second World War, Japan had actually told that we won't take up arms nor we will develop arms. But now they are again planning to do it mainly because China is rising. So Nirmala Sitaraman says that India is taking measures to ensure that there is further reduction in inflation and there is no need for us to be afraid that there will be problem with growth. So she's talking about stagflation. So as I told you different terms with respect to inflation, try to read this. So it's nothing much to write today. As I told you, once we start seeing regularly, the number of issues reduces, the time taken also reduces. So this the test series is there. You can still join the test series because it is designed in such a way that at least three revisions would be there. So you can come and write. Thank you.